Hey everybody! Nicole Tanner, Managing Editor here, and we are going to look at some gameplay from Elder Scrolls Legends. Elder Scrolls Legends is the forthcoming digital collectible card game from Bethesda set in the Elder Scrolls universe. Now, as you probably already know, if you know anything about games, the current ruler of the digital collectible card game space is Hearthstone. So I'm going to be making a few comparisons between this game and Hearthstone in this demo, but you could choose to ignore those if you want. So, just like in Hearthstone, you have quests that you can complete for some rewards. Pretty self-explanatory. So, here are the game modes. Story mode, basically a glorified tutorial. Not that that's a bad thing. So you've got your basic hero saves the world story, which leaves you the chance to play around with cards a little bit, learn how the game works, and it also gives you the chance to unlock pre-made decks, which is extremely helpful if you're just starting out. We are going to go into practice mode so that I have time on the UI screen to talk about everything that's going on there. So, I could choose Adept, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it at Novice because I'm not very good at this game yet. So, these are my decks. The deck I have selected is Band of Survivors. You click on the hammer to edit the deck. And just real quickly show you what this looks like here. First of all, interesting thing to note, you have to have 50 cards in your deck, but you can have up to 70. That's a lot of cards. It's a lot more than Hearthstone. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, I'm not completely sure, but my experience thus far is that maybe it's a bad thing. So, you'll also notice that cards are not attached to a certain hero class. Instead, they're attached to attributes, and so these are the two attributes that we have for this deck. So, we can pull cards from the Strength and from the Willpower decks, or there are some dual attribute ones, and there, of course, are your neutral ones that anybody can play. So, let's see if we have any dual attribute ones we can use here. Oh, he's already in my deck. Yay! And also down here, you see that this is Soul Gems, which is really basically the same thing as Dust. In Hearthstone, you can use it to craft cards that you don't have yet. And so, I'm going to leave this deck the way that it is and play with it. So, one thing that I really like about this game is that visually it feels kind of more clean, more like hardcore gamerish type thing than Hearthstone, which is really kind of goofy and fun. So there's definitely a different vibe going on here, that's for sure. Alright, so before we get started, the most important difference is that there are two lanes. You can have creatures, up to 4 creatures in each lane, and the lanes can have some rules assigned to them. This one doesn't have any. This one, however, is a shadow lane, which means any creature that I play there is going to gain cover and won't be able to be attacked. So, besides the dual lane difference, you'll notice I'm going first, my opponent is going second, so he has this Elixir of Magicka, which will give him 1 Magicka for the turn, similar to Hearthstone's Coin, except for this you can use 3 times. Only once per turn, but you can use it 3 times. And then, finally, we've got our health down here. So, you start with 30 health, but you can get higher than that based on some effects that your creature has or spells that you cast, so you're not stuck with 30. You can get higher if you want to. And the other thing to point out is that there are these runes along the outside of the circle here that kind of mark every 5 points of health. When one of these gets broken by my opponent, which is when he does 5 points of health, then I get to draw a card. If the card that I draw is a prophecy type card, it gets played right away. So that's an interesting little element that also makes it a little different than Hearthstone. But here is, it's my turn, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. So he used a Magicka. So let's take a look at what his card is. Now, Summon is basically the same as Battle Cry. So his Summon is draw a card. If it costs 7 or more, reduces cost by 2. Pretty straightforward. So I attacked his guy because obviously this guy has cover, so I couldn't attack him directly. Right. All right. Rune has been destroyed, so I'm going to go ahead and play that guy. So this guy played a card with guard. It's basically the same as a taunt in Hearthstone. You have to attack these guys before you can attack other creatures in the same lane or the hero. However, this part of his lane doesn't have anybody with guard, so I can attack whoever I want, including his hero. So let's see, let's do this. We can completely clear the lane on the right. Alright, so my rune got broken. I got to draw a card. So let's see. I think I'm going to save that one. Alright. Got another rune, got another card. Alright. More health than my opponents, which I don't have. So I am going to put this guy over here. So unless he plays a guard in that lane, I'm going to be able to hit him with some serious damage. Ah. Alright, let's see what I can do here. Now that is one of my favorite cards, that card that he just played, Arrow in the Knee. If you've played Skyrim, then you know what that card is all about. Alright, so he broke a rune and I drew a prophecy card, which means I play it right away. Alright. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use my potion. Let's see. All right, just want to mention one thing about this card here. So there are a bunch of cards like this where if the next card in your deck is of a certain attribute, then you get this special status. But he didn't get this. That's why you saw the big red X appear on his card. Let's see. What should I do now? I'm I'm going to play a guard guy over here. So that's something else that's interesting about the lane gameplay, is that you can sometimes move creatures between lanes. And I lost. Oh well. So, if I had won that game, I would have gotten some rewards. That's another thing that's different from Hearthstone is every game that you win, you get some rewards from. Usually it's just something small like a few soul gems, some coins, you know. So, that is gameplay in Elder Scrolls Legends. It looks pretty cool. I haven't figured out the entire potential of it yet. But like I said, lots of differences from Hearthstone. So, if you have some comments, what do you think? What do you guys think about Elder Scrolls Legends? You can comment below this video on YouTube here, or you can send an email to hello@pixelkin.org. We would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching this video, and we'll have some more excellent videos for you soon.